Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Seattle Atheist Church. Atheists, agnostics, skeptics, you are all welcome here. And at Seattle Atheist Church, we call ourselves an atheist church because you'll never hear anything supernatural promoted from the podium. So today I'm going to be giving a talk on acceptance and commitment therapy, which is abbreviated ACT and pronounced ACT. Acceptance and commitment therapy was developed by Stephen Hayes and Robert Zettel in the 1980s. It's similar to CBT, and since CBT was pioneered in the 1960s, it takes from CBT. I want to give you a little example just to kind of get started and kind of get your mind around what it's like, okay? So I took part of this from Joseph Reinwein on YouTube. It's just a guide. And it was linked to from the Cognitive Behavioral Science website as sort of endorsed, okay? So the guy says he needs to create the 5th video in a series that he's creating, but he's putting it off a lot. What's happening? So it could be that he's got some aversive stimulus control, and that doing the video is stressful, so he's avoiding doing it. The idea that the video is going to be stressful is what's controlling his behavior. In ACT, what he would do is he'd focus on the rewards of doing the video. Under normal circumstances, a person, or a rat in the lab, might engage in a variety of behaviors which are responsive to their outside environment. You're more likely to sit down and do your video if there's video creation time written on your calendar. Or if you set alarms and the people around you are saying, hey, it's your video creation time. So a lab rat is running around, he's choosing to eat, sleep, mate, based on opportunities to do those things, presence of food, sexy looking rats in the cage. But when an aversive, an aversive stimulus is presented, the brain goes into fight or flight mode. The rat will start scurrying around looking for an exit, and the human equivalent would be to freak out and start surfing on Facebook looking for an escape. This is where we have something called the ironic process. The more that a human being does not want to do something, the more he or she will do it. So anxiety over looking at Facebook when you should be writing will make you feel bad, and then the Facebook won't even be fun, but you won't stop looking at the Facebook. Because we're human, we think in a certain way, and we might start putting ourselves down and then really getting stuck. Our thoughts might become rigidly negative, and everything will become evidence that I'm stuck, I'm a loser. And that becomes the relational frame through which I'm seeing everything. It's very difficult to get out of. Here's how an ACT therapist would interrupt this cycle. Notice that you are trying to avoid feeling bad. Instead, let yourself feel bad. You don't need to get down in the mud and wallow, but just breathe and notice, feels bad, and let the thought go. Another breath, another, feels bad, let that thought go. And have a willingness to experience what is there. So Michael gave me a great metaphor. If you think that the thought or experience is going to be too painful, just blink at it. Imagine something horrible, like paperwork that you don't want to look at. But you know you must. You can literally hold the paper and blink at it, slowly blink at it. Walk right into the pain, knowing it will be painful, because the exposure creates an opening. As you blink, you have a concrete experience of how your pain is causing you to lose contact with the present moment. And then every time you open your eyes again, you are expressing your willingness to connect with the present moment. It allows you to stay connected to your values, as in, I am response able. responsible. Response-able. And this process will allow you to take action, to connect with your values and connect with the present moment. ACT is able to handle cognitive fusion and experiential avoidance. Cognitive fusion is the inability to see a thought as just a thought, or as yourself as a thinker of the thought as opposed to being fused with the thought. We'll talk about that in a moment. Meaning something may or may not be the truth, it may or may not have permanency, and most importantly, it is not something that necessarily needs to be acted upon. An experiential avoidance is everything you do to avoid having experience, including positive actions and not taking action. Both of them are avoiding something, and that causes you harm. Let me give you an example. I want to avoid feeling unknowledgeable. So I avoid a gathering where they're going to be discussing the book Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality. The end result is that I both avoid feeling unknowledgeable, and even worse, I miss hanging out with some cool people. So I've actually had people at church come and tell me, people who aren't even here anymore, come and tell me that we talk about things that they don't know about and it makes them uncomfortable. Which is interesting. Like, well, I get that it makes you uncomfortable, and maybe that means you don't want to come back. Or maybe maybe just be uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, and over time you'll pick up all kinds of things that we talk about here, right? Okay, the A stands for acceptance, learning to live with unhappy feelings and thoughts without clinging to them. Through meditation, people can learn to detach from their thoughts and notice that there is both a thinker of the thought and an observer of the thought as it is arising. The thoughts are floating by, in and out of consciousness like clouds drifting through the sky, and we learn to not get hooked by the thought. And to not even judge if that thought is a shiny, happy thought or a bleak, agonizing thought. It's just one of so many thoughts that both appear and fade. Thoughts come and go, and a thought in and of itself does not have to disturb your behavior. Everyone on the planet will have a bad time sometime, to be disappointed, frustrated, sad, helpless, ill, anxious. Everyone. So what is the point of judging ourselves for having these feelings? Process your feelings the same way. Sit still and notice with awareness of my body. I find a tightness in my stomach, my breathing is shallow, my lower belly feels distended, in between my shoulder blades is sore. And we let all those things be without having to change them in the moment. Why would you want to learn how to do that? Whatever is unpleasant, surely you want to get rid of it as quickly as possible, right? Well, ACT proponents point out sometimes people just can't get rid of unpleasant feelings. And also, you may know from Jungian shadow work, which is a completely different thing, but something that we've talked about here at Seattle Atheist Church, that whatever we deny and stuff down into our bag of shadows festers and finds a way to leak out somewhere else. In fact, like good yeast, it doubles in the dark. So allowing your thoughts to drift by during meditation is not the same thing as sticking your head in the sand. Allowing the thoughts to drift by is a way to lower your susceptibility to being hooked by something highly emotional. Utilize the acceptance practice to lower the intensity of emotion so you're able to deal with the things you need to deal with in real life. It can be used for anything: embarrassment, regret, excruciatingly high hopes, frustration, anger, and physical pain. There's no need to respond to the thought or feeling when it feels unmanageably big. Sometimes big emotions correlate with big overreaction responses. So you can use meditation to separate the observer part of your mind from the thinker and get some distance from your thoughts. Once you have mastered that and have gotten to the point where you can observe your thoughts and feelings as they arise, You can bring the observer into everyday life. Notice I'm getting upset, my heart's beating fast. And that is a different thing than being the narrator of your own experience. The narration is the voice of the thinking self. Now that really pisses me off. That's the voice of the observer. That is not the voice of the observer. My reaction is warmth in my chest and shortness of breath. That's probably more like the observing self's reaction to things. Okay. In addition to practicing meditation, there's a variety of techniques to diffuse the intensity of emotions if you notice you are getting hooked. Getting hooked, by the way, is like a fish swimming on a river and someone dangles some bait in front of you and you take the bait and now you're just pulled off in whatever direction that hook is going to take you. Acceptance helps you to not get hooked. You do get hooked. Okay, someone said something you find upsetting. You choose to delay responding to lower your emotional intensity. You can repeat the words to yourself in a cartoon voice in your head. Do other things to have a new way of looking at the situation. Not as a Mr. Magoo living in your own reality, but as a technique for breaking negative patterns. You ever been in a discussion like this? He lobs a stink bomb. She responds with an unhelpful grenade. Just watch and don't let yourself get hooked. If you are hooked, diffuse with some humor. Imagine everyone is a monkey flinging feces at each other. Because that's the human condition to a certain extent. And you are your most powerful to act for positive change when you start from a place of acceptance about the way things are. And there's no need to react in ways that you will regret. No stuffing it down with alcohol, stuffing it down with food, numbing it with alcohol, avoiding situations where you need to show up, and no tuning out the deadlines with hours of gaming. Just accept there will be things that cause you pain and worry, sadness and regret, and then live with it while you work to change things. The C stands for commitment. Commitment to creating a meaningful life by working on the things that have meaning for you. So what do you find valuable, and then creating a life around those things that you find meaningful. If someone is very depressed, they may not even know what they value. And that's a really hard place to be. Equally hard is to kind of have an idea of your values and then know you're not living up to them. Some among us might say, I've heard this said, you are always living in accordance to your values. Wait, you just need to look at someone's life and you'll find out what they really value. If you say that you value work, but you spend all day sleeping on the couch, then you must value comfort. But that is not true. There are a lot of reasons people don't live the life that they would find meaningful. And even if you have a very clear idea about your values, you may still need to acquire a skill set that enables you to create and execute a plan conducive to living a meaningful life. So, luckily at CLA Institute, we also spend a lot of time on helpful things such as time management, conquering procrastination, and how to establish habits. Let me ask everyone to just think to yourself about what you find most meaningful. ACT websites have massive lists of values that you can use to kind of prompt your thinking. Here are just a few. I'm going to name about 10. Adventure, compassion, creativity, elegance, friendship, fun, gratitude, justice, equality, loyalty, pleasure, stability, and zazz. Zazz is that little bit of something special that is important to you to infuse your life with. It's really important to select things that matter to you and not things that you think should matter because of social clients, that is, you're influenced by other people's opinions, so you pretend to care about things you don't care about. That's not going to make you happy. But once you identify what matters to you, create a life where you can experience it every day. If you value creativity and self-expression more than stability, you don't have to give up your job at the post office. But ask yourself, how does creativity show up in my life? and carve out time to do those things, such as gardening or making music. We shut down when life does not include meaningful activities. We come alive when it does. Begin with a value and create a goal related to finding an expression of that value. All right, I'm going to end with a quote which I think sums up things very nicely. ACT encourages the development of larger and larger patterns of effective action linked to chosen values. In this regard, ACT looks much like traditional behavior therapy, and almost any behavioral coherent behavior change method can be fitted into the ACT protocol, including exposure, skills acquisition, goal setting, and the like. Concrete goals that are values consistent can be achieved with ACT protocols and involve therapy work where the homework is linked to short, medium, and long-term behavior goals. Behavior change efforts lead to contact with psychological barriers that are addressed through the processes of acceptance and diffusion. Taken as a whole, they target psychological flexibility, the process of contacting the present moment fully as a conscious human being and persisting to change behavior in the service of chosen values. And this is one of the ways that you can make sure you lead a meaningful